Fermented foods like yogurt, kefir, kimchi, sauerkraut, miso, and kombucha have gained popularity not just for their flavor and digestive benefits, but for their emerging role in supporting mental health through the gut-brain axis. This bidirectional communication system connects the central nervous system and the enteric nervous system of the gastrointestinal tract, allowing the gut microbiome to influence mood, cognition, and stress responses. As research deepens, it's becoming increasingly clear that nourishing gut bacteria through fermented foods may offer real, measurable support for brain function and emotional well-being. Fermented foods are naturally rich in live microorganisms, probiotics, that colonize the gut and promote a healthier microbial balance. A diverse and stable microbiome is crucial for regulating inflammation, producing neurotransmitters like serotonin and GABA, and modulating the immune system. Since about 90% of the body's serotonin is produced in the gut, and chronic inflammation is a known contributor to depression and cognitive decline, maintaining gut health becomes central to protecting mental health as well. Several studies have found that individuals who regularly consume fermented foods report lower levels of stress, anxiety, and depressive symptoms. For instance, a 2021 randomized controlled trial showed that participants who ate fermented foods daily for 10 weeks had increased microbiome diversity and significantly reduced levels of inflammatory markers such as interleukin-6, a cytokine linked to mood disorders and neuroinflammation. Other observational studies have shown that diets high in fermented foods are associated with better emotional resilience and lower risk of cognitive impairment. Mechanistically, probiotics introduced through fermented foods may enhance the gut barrier, reduce systemic inflammation, and influence the production of short-chain fatty acids, SCFAs, which have neuroactive properties. These SCFAs can directly affect brain function by strengthening the blood-brain barrier and modulating microglial activity, the immune cells of the brain. Additionally, many fermented foods contain bioactive peptides and micronutrients like vitamin K2, B12, and magnesium, which are also essential for cognitive and emotional regulation. However, while the benefits are compelling, it's important to be cautious with generalizations. Not all fermented foods are equally beneficial, and not everyone reacts to them the same way. Some commercial products marketed as fermented may be pasteurized, killing off beneficial bacteria, or may contain excessive sugar or sodium, which can undermine gut and metabolic health. People with histamine intolerance, IBS, or certain autoimmune conditions may also experience bloating, discomfort, or worsening of symptoms with some fermented foods. It's important to introduce them gradually and pay attention to individual responses. Another limitation is that the field of psychobiotics, probiotics that target mental health, is still young, and much of the research has been done in animals or small human trials. Though promising, we don't yet know which strains, dosages, or combinations are most effective for specific mental health outcomes. The variability in individual microbiomes adds another layer of complexity, making it unlikely that one fermented food or product will work equally well for everyone. Nonetheless, the consistent finding across studies is that greater microbial diversity, supported by a fiber-rich, minimally processed diet that includes fermented foods, correlates with better mental health. Fermented foods may not be a replacement for therapy, medication, or other targeted interventions in mental health care, but they can form part of a broader lifestyle strategy for emotional resilience and cognitive maintenance. Incorporating a modest, consistent amount of fermented food, such as a daily serving of plain yogurt with live cultures, a few spoonfuls of kimchi, or a glass of kefir, can be a safe and proactive step towards supporting gut and brain health. When paired with other brain-supportive habits like regular sleep, exercise, and a diet rich in whole plant foods, fermented foods add another layer of protection in the pursuit of mental clarity and emotional balance. While no food can cure depression or eliminate anxiety, what we eat undeniably shapes the way we feel and think, and fermented foods offer a potent and accessible way to nourish that connection from the inside out.